This is a fan-generated show. If you would like to support us, please go to jamieglazov.com, and also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. All your support is greatly appreciated.
Before we begin, a few words can express my love and appreciation. I think I speak on behalf of everybody here. David Horowitz. I'd also like Dr. Bob Shulman to stand for a minute, if you don't mind. Because of the Shulman Fellowship, Dr. Bob Shulman has made front page the super magazine that it is. I really appreciate it, Dr. Shulman. Very grateful to you. Thank you. Geert Wilders has a home, but it's not really his home at all. He lives in a government safe house, heavily protected and bulletproof. He lives surrounded 24/7 by armed guard. He has a panic room in his house where he is supposed to take refuge in case a member of the Religion of Peace gets past his security team and makes it into his house. Geert Wilders is driven every day from his safe house to his office in the Dutch Parliament building in armored police cars with sirens and flashing blue lights. He wears a bulletproof jacket when he speaks in public. This modern-day titan and courageous truth-teller has been stripped of all of his personal privacy. Always surrounded by plainclothes police officers, he has not walked the streets on his own in over a decade. If he dares to go to a restaurant, security has to thoroughly sweep the place in advance. If Geert goes to a movie theater, the last rows of seats are cleared for him and his guards. They come in after the movie has begun and leave before it ends. The last time Geert saw the beginning or the end of a movie in a Dutch theater, George W. Bush was still serving his first term as U.S. President. These facts of Geert Wilders' life are recorded by him in his powerful book, Marked for Death, Islam's War Against the West and Me. Let me finish the point I'm making on this sad, tragic, and meaningful theme by briefly letting Geert speak for himself. It's a section, Geert, that I read that has stayed with me ever since I read it. My bodyguards are always there. They rule my life, even on days of death and sorrow. After Dad died, the guards drove me back to my hiding place. In the car, I wanted to be strong, but I couldn't do it. The tears welled up and I broke down, sobbing my heart out. It was like a dam that suddenly caved in. The bodyguards felt uneasy and embarrassed, not knowing what to do. "Shall we stop for a moment, Mynheer?" one of them asked. "They are good, decent guys, but they are still strangers, awkward, unwilling witnesses of my grief at a moment when I most needed to be alone or with my nearest and dearest." "No, it's all right," I told them, but the tears kept coming. The bodyguards were there during Dad's funeral too, discreet but alert. To this day, they accompany whenever I visit my father's grave. Geert Wilders is now a political prisoner in his own country for the crime of wanting to protect his own country. He is a political prisoner in the free world because he wants to protect the free world from a pernicious enemy of the West and its hateful ideology. The founder and leader of the Party for Freedom, which is currently the fourth largest in the Dutch Parliament, he is leading our civilization and confronting the Islamic tyrants that seek to devour and destroy everything that free men hold dear. He is warning where Europe is headed, where it is now, where America is headed, where it is now, what needs to be done to confront Islam and save our civilization. And for this felony, he is not only a prisoner in his own land, he confronts travel bans, among other things, prosecution attempts, while he searches for private crevices where he can shed a tear in a moment of grief without the company of strangers. Geert quotes Ronald Reagan in this book, and let me finish with this quote. "Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. It is not ours by inheritance. It must be fought for and defended constantly by each generation." Geert comments on that quote, stating, "That is why every free man and woman is a torchbearer for liberty." Ladies and gentlemen, in terms of torchbearers for liberty in this room today, we have the cream of the crop, the best of the best, among the noblest of the giants. sent to us at this precarious hour to offer the free world the protection, guidance, and leadership it so desperately needs. What an honor, privilege, and blessing, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce Geert Wilders.